Hey everyone, welcome to Let's Talk About the POTS Life, your go-to podcast for all things POTS. Whether you're living with POTS or supporting someone who is, this is the place for you.
Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About the POTS Life.
Today we are talking about why it's important to listen to your body when you need rest. I guess the main theme would be rest, right?
Rest, why it's important and how best to do it.
Yes, and what we mean by that is we don't want you resting for hours per day.
It's not really a rest when you think about it. It's more like napping the day away. Yeah.
Yes, and what's mean about POTS is it wants you, you feel like you should do that, right?
Yes.
So you feel like, okay, I feel horrible. I got up, maybe I had some breakfast. I feel like I need to go lay down, which in the beginning, there are people that come to us that need that. And I do respect that you need to respect your body.
Yes.
We get that. But what we want to kind of educate on today is that too much rest is no good. And sleeping the day away is no good. And then if those aren't the answer, then, what would be a better option?
Right. And everyone comes to us at different points in their journey with POTS. Some are more bedridden. Others are, if you listen to Megan's episode, in Hawaii, in the best shape of her life.
Right.
So we get people from all across the spectrum. And again, it's never a one size fits all.
No.
That's not what the POTS Life program is about either. It's a program that's modified for you based on where you're at that moment. So this is just a little bit of advice about how best to rest a POTS body.
For sure, because today I had talked to two new people on the POTS calls, and they were heavily centered around fatigue, right? So we all have fatigue, but then I think there's some patients or future patients that I talk to that fatigue is like next level.
Their number one issue.
So when you are dealing with situations like that, where Britt is saying, right, it's not a one-size-fits-all body or a one-size-fits-all program. So when you come in with that type of situation, what I typically say to people is I understand that even one set of a few exercises might be hard.
Yep.
I understand that we might not be able to bike on week 2, but that is where the program meets you. So if you are somebody who is extremely, extremely fatigued and you're like, how could you're listening, and if you listen to previous podcasts and you're like, well, it's structured this way. It is, but I have built out so many, I say month 0, month 0.5, where we are really working you up. We have somebody in office who he honestly didn't get on a bike for 2 months.
Right.
And now he's in the end of month 7 in the program. And
I can't believe he's in 7.
I know. And someone else saw him in office today and she was like, oh my gosh, like, do you remember when you had trouble, like, even getting up? And, he was somebody that comes to mind when you think about getting out of bed and really working up to time out of bed, and somebody who was honestly bedbound. He said it today. He was bedbound when he started. And now he said today he's driving and he's spending more time doing activities.
Oh,
so
I love this.
Yeah, it's definitely modifiable. It has to be. But we also have to talk about how he spent the entire day in bed to now how he got to doing more, slowly working up to getting out and about. And like he said, getting his life back.
Yeah, when we first met him, I met with him for nutrition and to talk about that. And even the tips I was giving him is like, okay, if you're going to go up and eat, walk around the house. Like, don't just eat and go right back to bed. That's like a eating 101 for anybody. You shouldn't eat and then immediately lay down. Your body needs to digest it. So it was just little tips like that about trying to encourage him to spend a little bit more time.
It was like
upright and out of the room.
Couple minutes.
Yeah, that was all we were looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you're right. I forgot about that till you just said it, but it was just like a few minutes to get up. And then Brett would kind of work on the nutrition side. And then I would say, okay, now, like she said, if you're up, then we're going to maybe do, it was like take a few laps around the house.
Yep.
And then we also talked about, okay, instead of just, even if you're not sleeping in bed all day, but we don't need to lie down all day.
Right.
If we got to start somewhere, then we get to a recliner. Or, okay, I'd rather you not be in your room all day, move to the family room. Just a different change of scenery to get your body to be functioning just even from a seated position.
Right. And so we know, because we talked about this a lot on here, that a POTS body does not move your blood around appropriately. That leads to a lot of the symptoms that somebody might have. And so as a result, if you are not moving your body, you're not retraining your body on how to move that blood around.
You're just honestly adding to the POTS problem.
Yeah. Which is hard when you feel really crappy for someone to say, well, you got to get up. And it's like,
1,000%.
yeah, because think about if you're sick or anything else, you don't want to do those things, but you know, if you do it, you're going to feel better.
Right. I was just saying to one of those clients I talked to today that it's not a sales pitch. It's not something we're trying to sell you on or a gimmick or whatever. Once you start doing the right movement, you feel that blood flow. It is not something that we have to convince you of because your body hasn't had it for so long.
Yep.
So Britt's right. The more time you spend in bed, the more time you spend horizontal, whether sleeping or not, is just adding to the autonomic dysfunction, the blood pooling. It's just making everything worse.
Yeah. And so even the suggestion of instead of laying in bed, can you sit in a chair? It's a different position for your body. Your body's relearning, and that sometimes is enough, right, to make that adjustment in small steps.
Right. Because even from a blood pressure perspective, right? If you're lying down, how are we hydrating? I mean, there's
really
no good
fun,
way.
long, round straw.
Like those backpacks things that come into your mouth. Right. Like we're being flat on our back in bed is not going to do it. And maybe we have to start smaller. Maybe you've been lying down the whole time.
Yep.
So we need to prop ourselves up in bed and start there and start to add in some of the hydration or electrolytes or better food choices. And then we move to sitting. But really, I 100% know it makes you feel like you need to lay down and do nothing. But the more you that, the worse it'll be.
Yeah, 100%. But we do know that throughout the time, you are going to, there is a part that is important as a POTS nap. Your body is doing a lot in its recovery journey to relearn things. And a POTS nap here and there is not a bad thing.
No, and it just has to be the right time or the right parameters, I guess, right? Time limit of napping. But you're right. Like there are some times where you just have to listen to your body. Somebody was here earlier today and they were saying most days they don't need to, but there have been times where they exercised and they needed to go lay down after when they left here. And I think that is appropriate. But what's not appropriate is doing that, like doing your exercise and then spending the rest of the day in bed. Because then maybe that means it's too much. Maybe we need to pull you back a little in terms of the POTS Life program.
Yeah, the exercise should not put you out of commission for the rest of the day. That is not the purpose of it. It is supposed to help you get back to a more routine, normal life. So if the exercise is putting you out, that needs to be modified.
Right. My mom was just, and I've talked a lot about her since she got her diagnosis, but she was saying if she would walk in her neighborhood, which was full of hills, she would she's like, I just can't explain it to you, but like if I do certain type of exercises, I feel like I have to go take a nap. She's like, or just go lay down. It just doesn't make sense. And you know, now that we're putting all the pieces together, I'm like, yeah, because those exercises were too much. And it's just having this negative effect. So Britt is right. Whatever you're doing should not push you
to not be able to function.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's just adding to that adrenaline cup. It's overflowing. And then 48 to 72 hours, look out, you're about to not feel right.
It's the same with any exercise program. I mean, if you didn't have POTS, if I did a workout and I was feeling that I needed an immediate nap after, I should not be doing that workout.
Yes, it's too much.
It's too much for my body, whatever it was. Like, it's too much for your body.
It's even beyond the workout piece, too. I mean, this is where Meg, our previous guest, talked about doing, vacuuming and all the cleaning. And it's just, you learn. It was kind of surreal today when I was listening to different patients talk. And we had somebody who just started. She's only like in her third week. And then we had 2 months, 7. We had somebody that just was going into month 11 on the treadmill. And to kind of hear them say, and I had a month 3 that was walking in. So people were leaving, coming, and everybody was kind of crossing paths at this moment. But it was surreal to hear them say, like, you will trust your body. Because I can say it, right? And yes, they learned from me, but learning from each other, where she was like, the one going into month 11 was like, you will know when to feel, did I do too much, or can I do this? Or because the one who just started was like, I don't trust my body. I fatigue. I need to nap. I can't function. And hearing the people coming out of that, they're like, no, you'll be so in tune. Just wait. You'll know.
And that's hard, right? Because you feel like your body's failed you. It took you maybe a long time to get a diagnosis where you even felt worse that your body was not doing what it's supposed to do.
And you've been told it's anxiety. You need to get over the fear. Somebody just told me a doctor told her she needed to go plant a garden and take some deep breaths. Like, what?
Oh, boy. I mean, let alone do you even know how to grow a vegetable?
Right.
Like,
right. Like just the things that are told. So you're right. Like, there's so much that goes into it. You're scared of your own body. Yep. You don't trust your own body. You've been told that it's not anything real. It's in your head. Go go relax. And so it is scary. And then, but what all those things do, if you let all those thoughts overwhelm you, what do you want to do? Sleep. You sleep, POTS feels worse. So it's just this ugly cycle.
Yeah, if it's overwhelming, you're not going to shut down and not want to have to do anything with it. So the best advice for a POTS nap is
short.
Like any other nap, if you're not feeling well, it's best your body sleeps at nighttime.
Yes, we want it to sleep, because if you are not sleeping at nighttime, I had somebody else in here this week, and I would say trigger. I don't know if trigger's the right word, but her number one thing that will mess everything up is not sleeping at night. Yeah. She showed me her sleep log, and it's like 4 hours, and she's trying to get homework done, and I totally understand it. But a typical non-POTS body can't function on that little sleep.
No.
Let alone you're young, you're doing homework, you're doing sports, you're trying to function. Not getting enough sleep at night will wreck daytime, and then you just get in this horrible cycle of wanting to nap and long naps, and then you're right, you don't sleep at night.
Yeah, and the point is designed for when you're sleeping, it should be at least 6 hours at nighttime. Right. Hopefully it's 8.
Right.
And that's the real opportunity for your body to rest and recharge. Your cells regenerate. Like, everything is done in that long period where you're sleeping.
You're meant to sleep.
Your brain gets a break, unless you're a wild dreamer. Then their brain is maybe moving in a different way.
The adrenaline.
But that's the purpose, right, of going to sleep, is that long period of time for your body to reset. When it's throughout the daytime, it is just meant as a quick recharge. Like, you have to charge your phone or charge this. It's just a quick little recharge to help bridge the gap before the next sleep, basically.
Because if you lay down too long during the day, your body thinks it's confused.
Yeah.
If you are laying down for more than that 20 to 40 minutes, the blood starts to do separate things. It starts to disperse in different ways. And then I will tell you, if you're laying down for more than that, you will feel worse getting up.
Yep.
So you think it's good being longer. Oh, I'm resting. But you're not. You're not. It's not the same.
No. And that 20 to 40 minute window doesn't mean you're sleeping for that whole time. It's just like, okay, I'm going to set an alarm. I'm going to lay here for 40 minutes. If I fall asleep, great. But either way, I'm just going to lay here, rest. Maybe not scroll my phone.
No.
Or put on some music or something and just rest here for 40 minutes. A lot of people need that because maybe their symptoms are getting a little bit out of control. And that's a way for their body to kind of reset and not ruin the day.
Yeah, and especially if you know you're going somewhere later, just taking a moment allow your body to take a breath, but then also knowing I'm going to get back up. Or I'll even do that sometimes. It's probably just a stall tactic, but before I would go down to my basement to exercise, be like, okay, I'm going to just lay down here for a couple minutes. I will say, I don't know if that's helpful or not, because it would take me twice as much convincing in my head to get up to go exercise. But I would try to take a minute if I had a crazy morning to just rest for 20 minutes and then get up, have my water, and then go exercise. So I'm kind of exercising at my best versus a chaotic stage.
Right, because if you're running around all day and you don't have time to take an appropriate break, and then you get right into your exercises, it could then lead you to feel poor afterwards.
Yeah, so just trying to find that normal. I mean, I know it'll come and it is hard to do, but finding the happy medium between taking a second to yourself, 20 to 40 minutes, resting when you feel appropriate. And we're okay with you sitting, and especially in the beginning, and not being as active. We're not saying go out and run your day away, but it is not helpful for you to lay in a dark room, in a bed, in a lying down position all day long. It's one, mentally harder to pull yourself out of that. Two, just getting up, like we said about the patient earlier, Britt and I were talking about, even if you set your alarm for a couple times a day to get up and walk a few times around your house, we literally started with him at like 3 minutes. Then we went to 5 minutes, and then we went to 10 minutes. And then, when he said he enjoys cooking, he started cooking more and being able to stand. So then those things translate over to real life activities, and he could stand at the stove and stir the pasta. And, so I just think you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
But we got to get you out of that lying down position for most of the day.
Yeah, because your body's resetting, your blood is resetting during that time as well, for lack of a better word. And then, but the point of POTS is retraining that blood to get back up. So if you're not getting up, changing positions, you're doing yourself a disservice to get your blood retrained on what it should be doing.
We just need to, I know it feels counterintuitive. I know it feels almost impossible, but I promise if we can start to pull you out of that cycle, you will see the change mentally too.
So we're just really talking about the best case scenario, right? Is that you are back in action, living your day, taking breaks when you need it. If that includes a nap, trying to keep it under 40 minutes is the best case scenario. And if you are early on in your journey, to take the small wins, to get up and walk for 3 minutes, to change it to 5. And then the next thing you know, you're up for an hour. And so it's just little tiny wins that if you are listening to this from a spot of just got diagnosed, really sick, not sure what to do, there's hope that you will get out of that room and be walking around more than you ever thought you could be.
Yeah, and the stamina will come, and you really have to take baby steps, because I know it can feel super overwhelming. Super overwhelming. So it'll come. You just have to go at little small steps. So like Britt said, if it's 2 minutes here a couple times a day, or even knowing how many times you get up to go to the bathroom or anything. And then weeks from there, it turns into sitting up more in the chair. And then, you just have no idea where it can go. But I urge you to just start somewhere. And if you need that help, we're here. The program can work around that. We start people at all different places. And, we're happy to meet you wherever you are.
And one of my favorite tricks is to not grab a giant water bottle, but instead, if you have a small cup,
then you have to get up.
To fill it up. So maybe you make a bigger bottle with your electrolytes because of the portion size, but then you pour it into a smaller cup, and you're making sure that you get up to go fill that cup back up.
I like that. Yeah, like a little bit of homework.
Yeah. So okay, what I need to do is drink this 6 ounces, 8 ounces, whatever's in my cup, and then I have to go get more. So it's small movements, right?
Yes.
Or maybe you're going to the bathroom that's the furthest one away from where you're at. So that way it's a few more steps that you have to take.
Yeah, just little things. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't mean you have to go jump on a bike. It doesn't. We want you to listen to your body and meet it where it is. So that may look like people that are coming to us who are high level, and this came out of nowhere, and we're starting at a different spot, versus somebody who does need to spend more time in bed. There's a place for all of it, and I want you to know that you can get better no matter where you are. It just takes different approaches and different adjustments, but it is 100% doable.
And for the 150th time, it's a lifestyle change.
Yes.
It takes time to make lifestyle changes.
Yes.
If they were easy, everyone would be able to make them
correct
with a snap of a finger.
Right. I mean, I told somebody today, I said, I was her. I was looking for that magic pill. Like, it's not something you have to feel bad about, that you're like, but I just don't understand. And how could it not be here? We're all in that spot. Everybody that I talk to on that day one is down and out, and we're frustrated no matter where you're coming from. But like Britt said, with the lifestyle change and the right pacing and the right program and the right support, you can get there.
Well, hopefully this gave you a little inspiration to take those extra steps, get smaller cups of water, not drink less water, just have it in smaller cups.
Some motivation, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully. And make sure that the most important tip, if you take away anything, is that napping 40 minutes is the target range there.
That's max.
Well, thanks for tuning in today. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You can watch this on our YouTube channel.
Yes, please share it with all your friends. All those likes, subscriptions, our shares via social media, all of that helps other people who might just be diagnosed, be wondering if they have POTS. It helps us get that positive, hopeful message out there. So please, we appreciate it. Share it with everybody you know. And we'll see you next time. Bye.